Hey, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Yasha Allah in the world and everything. I'm Brother Ezekiel,
I'm Brother Lee.
and we're here on the Shabbat to teach more of the laws and to give thorough understanding according to the Most High's word, not my opinion or my word. Because everything that we read, Christ doesn't change not, the Most High doesn't change not. And before I go into the laws, there's some scriptures that I need to read that needs to be put out there because still we're having individuals out there creating these man-made doctrines just to pedestal the people, especially the women and the men. And this is the problem. You need to speak the truth. Everything that Christ got tempted on, got tested on, got chastised on by the Pharisees, the scribes, and any doubters of him and things like that, Christ always went to the law. He always went there, as it is written, as he did it to Satan in Matthew 4 and 1 through 11, and also to the Pharisees in the flesh, where the spirit of Satan was in them as well. So for tempting them and things like that, he always went to the law. Even when Satan went to tempted him in Matthew 4 when he said, when you toss yourself off a cliff and just say that you accidentally basically dashed thy foot against a stone and fell over, and your angels will that you have charge over will come up and save you. And he went to Psalms. That's in the book of Psalms that Satan was talking about. But then Christ overruled that and went back to the law. Thou shalt not tempt the Most High thy God. So all this stuff, everything that Christ went for, he went to the laws for, the commandments and the statute. So if you are out there teaching and creating a doctrine and you cannot precept that with the law, the word precept, it means commandments. It means laws. It means statute. If you cannot precept that back in the law, your doctrine is false. It's messed up. It holds no credit. If you're just precepting back in the Tanakh amongst the prophets, you still have to precept the prophets back to the foundation, which is in the laws. If you skip the laws and go straight to Genesis to prove a point, you are 100% off. I mean, you don't have to take my word for it. You could disagree with this. That's fine. I follow the instructions what our king said what to do, which is Hamashiach Yeshaya, or Yahweh or Jesus Christ or Yeshua, however you pronounce it in things. So we're going to go real quick through these to give that understanding how you need to know these things, because a lot of you men out there are fearing the women and you're fearing the men because you're worried about losing so-called followers. They're not supposed to follow you. They're supposed to follow the Most High God, his word. Okay? Everybody can read for themselves. Now, I said again before, a lot of people can't understand the dark sayings that's in the scriptures. That's true. But you can understand the simple things, which is the law. Period. If you don't know what it means in Hebrew, you can look it up in Hebrew. For those out there who is complaining, oh, you need to read this in the Hebrew and stuff, or this, that, and the other. Teach the Hebrew out there to the people who you debate with. For individuals who don't know the laws, teach the laws. This is why I'm doing this. I'm teaching the law. Because you guys need to have a thorough understanding, not by my opinion or what I say, but according to what the book says. Okay? That's the only instructions we have. I'm not twisting anything. I'm not sugarcoating anything. And I'm not pedestaling nobody. Nobody. No respecter's a person. If the Most High is not a respecter of person, and I'm trying to be an obedient child of him and a servant of his beloved son and stuff, then I'm not a respecter of person. So if you're caught in your feelings due to a doctrine that you've been indoctrinated with these so-called doctrines out there now, which are like spells on the people, like, oh, thou shalt not be tossed to and fro from every wind of doctrine. Thou shalt not. I mean, I've literally put up a video on the teachings of the laws and try to send it out to everybody. I got comments saying, only watch this camp. I only deal with this camp. I'm not a camp. We're not a camp. I'm just a brother. That's it. I have no titles. These individuals wanted to deal with me because I put the work out there on the streets of Milwaukee here. That's it. And they see that I'm showing them in the scriptures. You can't refute that in the law. I didn't come with any doctrines. I walked out of the camp myself, and I'll talk about that later another time. But anyways, let's get it where the Most High changed not. So let's get this understanding. So let's first go to the New Testament, since a lot of y'all like to do that. And then we're going to go back into the Old, and then we'll go into the Law. So this will be really quick. Go to Hebrews chapter 13 and start at verse 8.
Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8. Jesus Christ, the same yesterday and today and forever.
So if Christ said the laws is not done away with, like it tells you in 19, and he came to fulfill them and things like that, and, well, meaning fulfill his task and everything, if he came to fulfill them, that means he didn't change anything. He didn't come to destroy them or tamper with them or twist them or give his opinion or anything like that, because then he's going against the will of the Father. Okay? So he changed not. Keep reading.
Be not carried about with divers and strange doctrines.
Strange doctrines. Every doctrine that Christ taught was according to the law, statute, and commandments. Everything written in the book of Moses. Like I keep saying, from Exodus chapter 20 all the way to the end of Deuteronomy, those are the laws. This is the videos I'm making for. I've literally written them all down. He said, go to the book, go to the prophets, and go to the Tanakh concerning him. Then your understanding shall be open and stuff. So you can't be swindled because you don't read in context, or your so-called leaders or elders or man with man-made titles and stuff is teaching you a doctrine because they're not reading it in context. And you put all your trust into those men. That's the problem. I'm not telling you to follow me. I'm not telling you to follow him. I'm telling you to follow this. Read it sometimes. Okay? I'm sorry I'm coming off. I'm not sorry. I'm coming off this way because it's striking me in my spirit that I have to say these things. Because you guys still bicker and argue about, oh, no, I'm right. No, the earth is flat. It's squared. It's round. It's circle. It's triangle. No. You can't have more than one wife. You can have more than wives. We're supposed to be vegans and stuff. We supposed, just in Genesis, we ain't supposed to kill no animals. We ain't supposed, all these stupid doctrines. And you guys debate and missing a key point because you guys are unlearned in the laws. So this is, it's ridiculous, man. I mean, it's like you guys have to read this. I don't know how much brothers can, real brothers can stress this to you, or even real sisters that stress this out to you guys. But read that again, verse 9, please.
Be not carried about with divers and strange doctrines, for it is a good thing that the heart be established with grace, not with meats which have not profited them that have occupied therein.
So this is why we need to deal with the actual meat of it. The laws is that meat. That's what's going to grow your teeth so you could chew all the other stuff. You ain't drinking the milk yet. You guys are still drinking the milk. They're claiming you've been in the truth for over 2-3 decades, and you still teaching a doctrine. A lot of those doctrines came back out in the 60s. A crucial time for our people dealing with civil rights movement, the Black Panther Party, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, all this stuff. A lot of that stuff came out then and was created and stuff. And guys is still teaching it till this day because they don't read the laws for themselves. Okay? You guys have to understand that. Otherwise, you're going to be held responsible for it. And all the people that literally follow you, that you have influence on. You know, that's why my name is Yakazakwala, meaning Ezekiel, meaning God, a higher strength, and God strengthens. That's my job, what I need to do as a watchman. I'm not looking for followers and things like that. I don't want them. I'm just out here to do what I'm supposed to do. So this brother could go out there and go teach himself. That brother could go out there and teach themselves. These little girls, when they grow up and become wives and stuff, and if men want to try to come at them, they know exactly what they need to say to protect themselves from them dealing with the laws and the Most High and stuff. And if they're not sharp enough, meaning in the mind and in the spirit and stuff, to deal with them, to be a leader and things like that, then it's a no-no. And then too, you still got to get a blessing from me, even let you allow you to marry. Okay, so with that being said, this is how you protect yourself. But a lot of our people, and then you guys chuck stones, like I said before, out of your mouth at brothers and sisters who's actually keeping the laws righteously. But it's because of your doctrines that you've been indoctrinated with, a spell that's been put on your mind and stuff. You sit there and chuck stones, and you guys take the Most High's name in vain to sit there and say that, hey, well, God never said that you can do this and do that and things like that. Really? You put it, I've heard them. Some of them said Ahiah's name. Some of them said Yah's name, so forth and so on. You guys put the Most High's name in your mouth and claimed that he never allowed that to happen. And you guys lied. You took his name in vain. And you guys be doing this all the time. But never mind. What do I know? I don't have 1 billion followers after me. I don't have the best garments on. Yo, Ak, man, he only been wearing a white and blue garment every time he on the video. That's all I can afford. That's all I have. You know what I'm saying? This is not fashion. This is not about who got the bigger camp and things. Okay? I'm not a camp. I just go out there and speak the truth according to the scriptures. That's it. I don't twist none of that stuff. Period. I'm not a man pleaser. So I don't pedestal people. But let's get some more scriptures on it. Let's jump to Malachi chapter 3 and verse 6. Just to let you know, Christ didn't change anything. His Father didn't change anything. Our heavenly Abba, which I say, Ahiah, Ashar, Ahiah. I am that I am. That's the name that's the answer he gave Moses. That's what I'm dealing with. If brothers want to deal with Yah or Yahuwah or Yahweh or however they pronounce the Most High's name, as long as me and you understand that we are serving and trying to worship this power, this Elohim or Elam, or Allah, or excuse me, Allah, as they say, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that's who I'm dealing with. You my brother, you my sister, you keeping the law, statute, and commandments, we cool. I'm not doing no disagreement. You got something else? So, we're bringing this out. So let's go to Malachi 3 and 6. I'm sorry, let me get there myself. Salakia. All right. The book of Malachi 3 and, I'm sorry. Yeah, 3 and 6.
Malachi chapter 3, verse 6. For I am the Lord, I change not.
No, he does go back on his word.
I change not.
No, because they're feeling a certain way.
For I am the Lord, I change not.
Keep reading.
Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
So you got men out here changing the word of the Most High instead of reading it for exactly what it says. Do your thorough understanding and stuff. Read it in context. Stop trying to sit here and soothe these men and these women. Stop doing that. You guys are going to get in a lot of trouble for this because you're playing off of their emotions. Let me tell you something. I knew all about witchcraft and all these different demonic things when I was a child. I got introduced to that a long time ago. As a child, I knew these things. Playing off of people's emotions and things like that. Knowing casting spells and things. Dealing with tarot cards and stuff like that. I'll give a testimony later on in some other videos so you have a whole breakdown of where I came from and stuff. What my walk was and things. But a lot of these cats, you guys are doing that on purpose and you know what you're doing. You need to stop doing that. You need to repent. So, and instead of just using the word repent, change. You need to change before that time is up. But anyways, let's get an understanding why, before I go into the laws, why these men out here be fearing the people. Just like the Pharisees, the scribes, so forth and so on, they feared the people because they worried about losing them, losing their little spotlight, losing whatever authority or power they have over the people's minds and things like that. This is what they're worried about. And I'm going back into 1 Samuel chapter 15. We'll start at verse 1. And I'm going to be quick with this.
Samuel 15.
Yes, sir. And we'll start at verse 1. Because a lot of y'all got this Saul spirit on you.
1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 1. Samuel also said unto Saul, The Lord sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt. Now go and smite Amalek, and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, but slay both men and women and infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass.
So the commandment was here. This is Amalek. This is the one sons out of Esau that literally are going to be wiped off the face of the earth. This is what they're talking about, not all of the whole tribe of Esau and things like that, because a lot of y'all don't even remember what even Esau did when he seen his brother again. You need to read Genesis all over again. This is not a doctrine that I'm reading or creating, okay? I read the laws and I study it. And if you guys sit there, got a problem with me, you want to comment on these things and create these things, guess what? I don't care. And then number two, something you are warned with. Now I know why we're called. Now I know exactly why we're Israel. We do wrestle with the Most High. Seriously, because you guys always wrestle with His word and His commandment and His law instead of actually doing what He commands us to do. So obviously, right here, He's telling Saul what you need to do. Okay, this is a commandment. Let's get the rest of it. Verse 4, please.
And Saul gathered the people together and numbered them in Telaim, 200,000 footmen and 10,000 men of Judah. And Saul came to a city of Amalek and laid wait in the valley. And Saul said unto the Canaanites, Go depart, get you down from among the Amalekites. Let I destroy you with them, for ye showed kindness to all the children of Israel when they came up out of Egypt. So the Canaanites departed from among the Amalekites.
So wait a second. So you got another Gentile nation that's amongst Amalek. So Saul had mercy through the Most High on these other Gentiles who was around with Amalek. He told them, you guys better leave before we come here. Otherwise, you're going to get consumed with Amalek. Dang. Maybe this sounds like what Christ said, love thy enemy and pray for thine enemy, which I'll do a whole lesson on that. But this is going into the law. Okay, so Saul had mercy on the Gentiles? Come on, man. I thought they all supposed to be put to death and destroyed. Come on, y'all. Come on, kings. Lead right, speak the truth. You getting forewarned, man. Anyways, let's keep reading. Verse 7, please.
And Saul smote the Amalekites from Havilah, until thou comest to Shur, that is over against Egypt. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive, and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword.
So wait a second. The commandment was to destroy all of them. Leave nobody alive. Why is Saul taking this man as a captive, alive? You see how simple this is? He telling you, put all of them to death. Call it a day. That's it. Shing, 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 shing. That's it. Nobody's living. But no, he left one alive. Here's the sin that he did. Same thing with you so-called cats out here in the streets and amongst these so-called, foundations and groups and churches and stuff. You twisting the scriptures. You twisting the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments that you fail and are scared to teach. Because you know for a fact those doctrines that you created cannot uphold at all. They're going to get destroyed. Okay? Let's keep reading, King.
But Saul and the people spared Agag and the best of the sheep, and of the oxen, and of the fatlings, and the lambs, and all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them. But everything that was vile and refuse, that they destroyed utterly.
Now, wait a second. Read verse 2 again. Go to verse 2 and read that again.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt.
Keep reading.
Now go and smite Amalek, and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, and infant, and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass.
He just told him to kill off all these things, including the livestock. What did he do? Kept it. Kept them alive. Simple little instructions he's telling you to do to follow it. Okay? This is exactly what you so-called men with titles is doing out here. You in fear of the people than in the Most High and his word. You have been taught in a doctrine that you learned eons ago and now are teaching the same doctrine to the people because you fearing them. You don't fear the Most High. And then the people that's following y'all and things like that, shame on you. If you guys is not reading for yourself, you got issues. You have major problems. Well, some people just can't understand certain things and they need a leader. Man, Judges 8:22, the Most High made Gideon become saviors, was a savior against the Midianites and saved Israel out their hands and stuff. And the people asked him, well, we want to make you a king over Israel and your sons rule over us. You know what Gideon said? No, I will not rule over you. My sons will not rule over you. The Most High will rule over you. But no. We need structure today, Ak. We need this order. You got all the structure and order. It's right here. You just don't want to practice. You want to idolize certain men or women because you guys pedestal the women. You're so scared of speaking the truth and stuff because you worried about that mouth coming at you. That ain't happening. I'm not going to do that. And then the men do this. You become a bunch of Jeremiah 44s and stuff. And what I mean by that, Jeremiah 44s is when those same exact husbands listen to their wives and stuff. And Jeremiah, they all spoke against Jeremiah saying, we're going to do whatever we do. Our husbands know what we do and stuff. We make drinks, offerings, and cakes unto the Queen Mother of Heaven. And there's nothing you could tell us. We didn't go without nothing when we was doing that. But ever since we turned back onto the Most High and stuff, we didn't have anything. That's exactly what you guys is doing. You scared. You guys is scared. I don't know how many times I've been called a so-called male chauvinist. I'm not a male chauvinist. You bearing false witness on me. I'm not gay. I love women. Okay? A male chauvinist is a man who hates women. And you guys throw that all the way around there so comfortably. It's unbelievable. Because you weak-minded men who's out here trying to teach the word, you bowing yourselves down to these people and stuff. Instead of bowing down to what the Most High say and say, I ain't trying to hear what you say. I don't care about your feelings, your emotions, and things like that. When it comes to the Most High's word, I'm going to read what it says, and I'm going to tell you what it says. If you don't like it, fine, whatever. Go listen and wait until the men that you do follow and stuff tell you these things. I hope and I pray that they do teach you these things and stop lying. But let's keep reading real quick.
Then came the word of the Lord unto Samuel, saying, It repenteth me that I have set up Saul to be king, for he is turned back from following me, and hath not performed my commandments. And it grieved Samuel, and he cried unto the Lord all night.
But wait, for Christians, that's not written in the 10 Commandments. That's not written in the law. Duh. It's a commandment from the Most High, regardless. Whatever he says to do, do it. If he says don't do it, don't do it. He's specifically telling you. And you got to sit there and have that question mark to sit there and say, why? Why, Most High God? Why should I do this? How dare you? You got the opportunity to hear this man, the Most High's voice through his messenger coming on to you. You scared to do it. And you want to question every dang thing because I need to know why. Curious George syndrome. That's what you guys have. Always wondering. Why is this? Why is that? Lord, why did we have to do this? Why do I got to do that? Questioning time, millions and billions of times when you have the word right here. The laws in itself. But let's keep reading.
And when Samuel rose early to meet Saul in the morning, it was told Samuel, saying, Saul came to Carmel, and behold, he set him up a place, and is gone about, and passed on, and gone down to Gilgal. And Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said unto him, Blessed be thou of the Lord. I have performed the commandment of the Lord. And Samuel said, What meaneth then this bleating of the sheep in mine ears, and the lowing of the oxen which I hear? And Saul said that I have brought them from the Amalekites, for the people spared the best of the sheep and of the oxen to sacrifice unto the Lord thy God, and the rest will have utterly destroyed. Then Samuel said unto Saul, Stay, and I will tell thee what the Lord hath said to me this night. And he said unto him, Say on. And Saul said, When thou wast little in thine own sight, wast thou not made the head of the tribes of Israel? And the Lord anointed thee king over Israel. And the Lord sent thee into a journey, and said, Go and utterly destroy the sinners, the Amalekites, and fight against them until they be consumed. Wherefore then didst thou not obey the voice of the Lord, but didst fly upon the spoil, and didst evil in the sight of the Lord? And Saul said unto Samuel, Yea, I have obeyed the voice of the Lord, and have gone the way which the Lord sent me, and have brought Agag, the king of Amalek, and have utterly destroyed the Amalekites.
So twice he lied. Utterly lied to Samuel on the Most High and said by the Most High, I have done these things. I have done what the Most High commanded me. So obviously if Saul's saying the Most High, he's saying the Most High's name. So he's breaking the commandment of saying, do not take my name in vain. So that's exactly what Saul did twice. And that's a lot of you guys out there doing. You be presumptuously out here creating lies on the Most High because you've been taught by a doctrine by some man who's twisting it. You got bewitched all the time. Don't take my word for it. Take the Most High's word for it. But nah, you got to find a way. They got to find a way to make the things fit. To add in, to take away, the twist. Man, continue, please.
But the people took the spoil, sheep and oxen, the chief of the things which should have been utterly destroyed, to sacrifice unto the Lord thy God in Gilgal. And Samuel said, Hath the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord?
So does the Most High want sacrifices? This is why I was talking about how selfish our own people are to even make the so-called Levites, the priesthood, having to do those works on the Shabbat. Because your wicked butt want to continue to keep sinning and stuff. You see that? All this stuff is all a masterpiece here. It's you do one thing, it's going to cause a chain reaction. That's why Samuel said the Most High doesn't want those things. He doesn't want sacrifices. But he put it up that they had that done. But the whole point is, you wouldn't have to sacrifice if you just kept his word, his law, statute, and commandments. Keep reading, King.
For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness as an iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he hath also rejected thee from being king. And
so stop there. So a lot of you guys, once again out here, you rather do what you want and in fear of the people because you fear them. And you teach witchcraft. That's the problem. And you say, no, I'm not doing this, that, and the other. You got the biggest congregation. And y'all fall for it too. The Most High ain't looking for numbers. Christ wasn't looking for numbers. He's looking for the ones that's going to stay true to this. Is going to walk that path and speak the truth, no matter how people feel. So what is your true agenda behind of what you're trying to do? Oh, and the people say, well, they must be blessed because they got billions of people. Yeah, all right. Satan blesses too, you know. But who am I? Who am I? I'm just a man speaking on a book that I just read from time to time. Keep reading, please.
And Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of the Lord and thy words, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice.
They did what?
I feared the people and obeyed their voice.
That's what you guys is doing. You fearing the men that's bringing this out instead of fearing the Most High's word. This is what you're fearing. You guys wait for a whole week of a Sabbath lesson and rock with that the whole week until the next Sabbath lesson. Then you write the stuff down. Oh, man, all praise to the Most High. That's deep. That's deep. Highlighting stuff. And they taking it all out of context. Because why? They fearing that they're going to lose you. And it might have to do with money. It may have to do with other agendas that they may have and things that you don't know, that they won't tell you. But this is the problem. You guys don't read for yourself. Read that one more time, Mark 24, please.
And Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of the Lord, and thy words, because I feared the people, and obeyed their voice.
See that? Keep reading.
Now therefore I pray thee, pardon my sin, and turn against with me, that I may worship the Lord. And Samuel said unto Saul, I will not return with thee, for thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, and the Lord hath rejected thee from being king over Israel.
Ooh. Now you got a prophet telling you, like, no, I'm rejecting everything from you because you rejected the Most High. So you guys, if I put these videos out and these lessons on the laws itself and you refuse to watch, which doesn't mind to me, I'm just trying to do my part. Because when I get out here and street teach and stuff, that's what I come out with. I don't come out with my own opinion. I don't come out there saying what I want to say and things like that. I'm speaking on this and I'm dealing with what's happening today in modern times and things. I don't have to twist none of this stuff. Just tell the truth. Many people walk past me. Many people don't want to deal with me because I'm telling them the truth. That's fine. I ain't got no problem. Everything's being documented by the Most High through his angels and stuff. I'm trying to earn every name. I'm trying to be the obedience child for the Most High and that obedient servant through our Savior, our King, Hamashiach Yeshua, or in terms Yahweh Shai or Jesus Christ or Yeshua. Okay? So with that being said, that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm going to teach others to do. And who I teach and anybody that comes with me, they learn this stuff. When they get out there and stuff, always remember, forget what they feel or how they're going to come at you and stuff. Just speak the truth. Whether they take it or leave it, it doesn't matter. But you spoke the truth. That's all that matters. And you brothers got to sit that pride down, man. All that stuff you guys learned way back, and you guys know who I'm talking about and stuff. Even as you're dealing with today, you have to sit that down and question the doctrines. You have to do that because when you read the laws, and this is why a lot of them don't teach the laws. They'll give you bits and pieces of the law, but they won't go thoroughly into it because, once again, it will make you question their doctrines, which Christ warned you guys about. You think the Pharisees and the scribes today are the so-called churches and religions and isms and schisms? No, it's the ones that know the truth and it's twisting it. So let's keep reading that.
Now therefore I pray thee, pardon my sin and turn against me with the Lord, that I may worship the Lord. And Samuel said unto Saul, I will not return with thee, for thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, and the Lord hath rejected thee from being king over Israel. And as Samuel turned about to go away, he laid hold upon his skirt of his mantle, and it rent.
And it ripped. So you ripped. He wanted him to stay and stuff. Now you calling that the doors are shut on you. It's closed. You're the 5 women. You're the 10 handmaidens, the 10 wives in the parable what Christ is speaking of. You're the 5 without the oil and stuff, and the other 5 made it to meet the husband, and the door shut. And they were asking, no, hey, wait, let me get some of your oil. Let me get some of your oil. This is exactly what it's talking about. This is how you understand parables when you read the whole scriptures for yourself. I'm not trying to sound like I'm cocky or boasting and things like that or be arrogant. I'm just explaining because this is stuff that I see and I hear amongst our people. Real true love of trying to show our people that I can show love to our people, no problem. And I can show love to the Gentiles, the other nations, no problem, because I know what the laws say. I know what Christ commanded us to do through the Most High. But you guys are stuck on certain things, only things in the scriptures that you've been taught by a doctrine. A twisted doctrine at that, out of context. But keep reading, King, please.
And Samuel said unto him, the Lord hath rent the kingdom of Israel from thee this day, and hath given it to a neighbor of thine, that is better than thou. And also the strength of Israel will not lie nor repent, for he is not a man that he should repent. Then he said, I have sinned, yet honor me now, I pray thee, before the elders of my people and before Israel. And turn again with me, that I may worship the Lord thy God. So Samuel turned again to Saul, and said, Worship the Lord. Then Samuel said, Bring ye hither to me Agag, the king of the Amalekites. And Agag came unto him delicately, and Agag said, Surely the bitterness of death is past.
So right here, so wait a second. So just to save face for Saul in front of the whole nation of Israel, he asked, please, yo, just return back onto me so they won't think nothing of me. And out of compassion, even with Samuel had, he's returned him and said, yo, worship the Most High. You know what I'm saying? He could have still been like, no, I'm finna let everybody know that you a fake, you a phony, and you don't want to listen to what the Most High said. It's going to get stripped of you. And it did get stripped of him regardless, because all that hatred came, he was hating on Dawidah, or King David, excuse me. But continue, King.
And Samuel said, As thy sword hath made women childless, so shall thy mother be childless among women. And Samuel hewed Agag into pieces before the Lord in Gilgal.
Now look what this prophet did. He laid Agag to pieces because he did exactly what the Most High said to do. And Saul wasn't even ballsy enough to sit there to do exactly what the Most High said to do. So it took a prophet to sit there and slay this king. And he hacked them all up into pieces, especially with the mockery that he said, well, the time of death has passed, so it's all good. No, yo, Samuel took that sword and was just like, turned you into sashi meats. Anyway, but it's just showing and prove right here, you need to follow exactly what the Most High said to do. And and we'll end it right there with the whole point that I was making about stop fearing the people and tell them the truth according to the laws. If you don't know the laws, well, thank the Most High that, hey, I believe he put it on me to bring out these laws, statutes, and commandments for you guys. So that's what I'm doing. So anyways, now we'll get into the law. So that's all I wanted to say. I went on a little spew there and things like that, but it's truth. Okay? And that's exactly what's going on today. Enough with the doctrines and the false things and all this other stuff we're doing. Or that our people are doing today. Tell the truth, y'all. So-called leaders. Leviticus chapter. Now we're going to start in the law today. We're picking up in Leviticus chapter 17 and verse 1 through 7. This is the next law. Let me get there real quick here. Sorry. All right, go ahead.
Leviticus 17, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, and unto all the children of Israel, and say unto him, This is the thing which the Lord hath commanded, saying, What man soever be of the house of Israel that killeth an ox, or lamb, or goat in the camp, or that killeth it out of the camp, and bringeth it not unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation to offer an offering unto the Lord before the tabernacle of the Lord, blood shall be imputed unto that man. He hath shed blood, and that man shall be cut off from amongst his people.
I'll stop right there for a second. This is part of this whole vegan thing. See, it says you can't kill an ox, you can't kill a sheep, and you can't kill a goat in the tabernacle because we don't have the tabernacle. We don't have the Ark of the Covenant. We don't have the sons of of Aaron, the priesthood and things like that. So this is why you should be a vegan. You shouldn't be killing no animals. But Christ said you should pray and give thanks for the Most High for all you're getting. Bread, food, shelter, roof over your head, clothes on your back, shoes on your feet, your family, the word. All these things you pray up to because we don't have that. That's why he told you, he gave you the Father's prayer. So now it's like, oh no, well, I don't have a tabernacle. I don't want to eat no sheep. I can't kill no goat. I can't eat no beef and stuff. Okay, so if you can't kill those things, then all right, what about chicken? It didn't say chicken. It didn't say deer. It didn't say all the other lawful, clean animals you can eat. It only says specifically those three. So once again, these are the doctrines that I'm hearing that they're creating purposely. You know what I'm saying? Of course. Well, they say because the animals, you don't know how they've been cut, strangled and suffocated and things like that, and they've been laying around and all this and that and the other, which is true. But what about the vegetables and the fruits? That's still GMO.
Genetically modified organic.
Right. Not to mention that they've been fertilized. You know what they put in fertilizer besides the chemicals that they put in there to speed up the process of not touching your crops for 5 years. The first 3 years, don't touch. The fourth year, it gives on to the Father for the first of feast of first fruits, and then the fifth year you should eat. You know what happens when you do that? It gives you an abundance, multiple seeds, big time. Like you have a grape that was this size right here. Wait, let me not do that for somebody sit there and say, oh, he dealing with Illuminati. So you'll have a grape this size right here, and then next thing you know, after 5 years, like the Most High said, if you do it this way, I will reward you abundantly. You'll have a grape this size that could turn into something this big. One whole grape can fill up a whole wine thing. That's what he was talking about. So what these little scientists did, little what's his name? Einstein's out here. They speed up the process and things. And what they do to fertilizer, they add doo-doo. So for all you vegans out there, if you're not really growing your stuff that's not Monsanto seeds and things like that, guess what? You eating the same stuff. You're eating defiled things. Mm-hmm. Heck, even the air you're breathing is defiled.
Bananas.
I mean, like
when you peel a banana and you see the black seeds inside,
yeah,
that's not a real banana. A real banana has seeds, like big seeds, the
right.
size of grapes.
This is what I'm talking about.
But they genetically modified it so that it wouldn't have seeds like that, just like seedless grapes. But I don't know. I only eat fruit.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. I'm only gonna eat this vegetable and fruit, man. Y'all eating them the messed up animals or something. You sitting there eating up all the messed out things that got doo-doo in it and things like that too. Come on, man. Stop it. Pray over your food and stuff. Pray over the water. You've been living this long and you just all of a sudden now got some knowledge of winds of some knowledge of the wicked things that they do. You think the Most High didn't know that and he wasn't protecting you since before then? Come on, man. Do some knowledge, man. But anyways.
You need to look up the cancer statistics and then you'll see it.
Read verse verse 5.
To the end that the children of Israel may bring their sacrifices, which they offer in the open field, even they that may bring them unto the Lord, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, unto the priest, and offer them for peace offerings unto the Lord. And the priest shall sprinkle the blood upon the altar of the Lord at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and burn the fat for a sweet savor unto the Lord. And they shall no more offer their sacrifices unto devils, after whom they have gone a whoring. This shall be a statute for every unto them throughout their generations.
So that's it for that. That's the law right there, 1 through 7. That's the whole law. So when you had the tabernacle and the ark and everything in order and stuff, this is what you would do and things like that. Okay. So now we still have, because even after Christ was taken up to the heavens, you still had all of us still eating flesh, meaning animals' flesh, clean animal flesh. And you still prayed over it and things like that because they sacrifice onto devils and things where you're buying it from the markets and things like that. And then also you're giving thanks to the Heavenly Father to clean all this stuff and to bless it and to say thank you for providing us with this, okay? So if you want to be a vegan, there's nothing wrong with that. Heck, I'm trying to get on that too, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to fast and do everything and get my body back in shape as well. You know, there's nothing wrong with being a vegan. But don't start teaching a doctrine that is nowhere in the scripts, that does not say you are going to be damned to hell for thou has eaten animal flesh. Come on, man. Dr. Sebi spirit on you? Anyways, let's get the next law. Verse 15 through 16. Leviticus 17, verse 15 through 16.
And every soul that eateth that which died of itself, or that which was torn with beasts, whether it be one of your own country or a stranger, he shall both wash his clothes and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. Then shall he be clean.
So right here, the stranger, it says, that is a Gentile. Now some will say, well, wait a second. No, that's talking about a Levite that's sojourning amongst you and things like that. Read it in the context. And number two, well, it tells you back in the other law that you're supposed to sell it to an alien and a stranger. You're right. Unclean animals and things, You are supposed to sell it to them and think you can make a profit off of that. There's nothing wrong with that. But wouldn't you feel guilty about that? No, because they're not following the God we're following. But you do have strangers, Gentiles amongst Israel who is following the Most High God. So you don't sell it to them that's doing that. Okay? These laws don't contradict itself, okay? You have to study and put down them doctrines that you've been told. But anyways, let's keep reading.
But if he wash them not, nor bathe his flesh, he shall bear his iniquity.
Keep reading. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's it. So that's just telling you, okay, if you find an animal that been torn to shreds or whatever, that's clean, and you eat it, you're supposed to do these things, okay? And one moment. And it tells you what you need to do. You got to clean your, you need to bathe yourself and things like that, and then, you'll be unclean until the evening. If you don't do these things, then you got iniquity on you. You got sin. So you transgression, okay? Let's get the next law, which is let's go to chapter 18 and start at verse 1 through 5.
Leviticus 18, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your God. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do, and after the doings of the land of Canaan, whether I bring you, shall ye not do. Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Ye shall do my judgments, and keep mine ordinances to walk therein. I am the Lord your God.
So stop right there for a second. So the Most High specifically, mind you, we don't do no customs of the other nations out there. But he's speaking right here. Do not go in the way and the customs of Egypt and in the way of the Canaanites. Period. Okay? That is a law. Don't follow that. So all you brothers who's claiming you're Egyptians and Kemet and stuff, well, guess what? You are Israel, not supposed to be following it. But if you want to do what you do, fine, so be it. I'm not going to waste my breath on it. You've already spoken it out your mind and out your mouth, so forth and so on. So, anywho, let's keep getting it.
Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Lord. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin of him.
Oh, we'll stop right there. So, verse 5. So, 1 through 5, that's the whole law. Explaining again, you shall do all my statutes, my judgments, and my laws. Okay? Plain and simple. All right? So, let's get the next law, which is verse 6. Yeah, go ahead. We'll read from 6 to verse 17. This is one whole law. Okay, go ahead.
None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin of him, to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother, thou shalt not uncover. She is thy mother. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's wife shalt thou not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness. The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father or daughter of thy mother, whereas she be born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover.
Stop right there. So it's letting you know, any of your next of kins, your family, this is talking about like what we know a lot of other nations do is incest. Don't be dealing like that. If you're changing in front of your people, like especially, you at home and you change in front of your daughters or your sons and things like that, if you're a man or a woman, don't do that. Okay? You're not supposed to show none of your jewels downstairs to none of your family members except husband and wife. That's it. Okay? Let's keep getting it.
The nakedness of thy sister or thy daughter or thy father or daughter of thy mother, whereas she be born at home or abroad, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. The nakedness of thy son's daughter or the nakedness of thy daughter's daughter, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. For there is thine own nakedness.
See that? So even your own daughters, your grandchildren and stuff, not supposed to be doing that. Period. Okay?
Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's...
Wait. I think you missed 11. Go do 11 again.
The nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter, begotten of thy father, she is thy sister. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister. She is thy father's near kinswoman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, for she is thy mother's near kinswoman.
So it's just letting you know, aunts, uncles, grandma, grandpas, sister, brother, grandchildren, own sons, own daughters. You ain't supposed to do that. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's brother. Thou shalt not approach to his wife, she is thine aunt. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter-in-law, she is thy son's wife. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness.
So even your daughter-in-law, your son-in-law, you're not supposed to do that at all neither. Okay? Go ahead.
Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife, it is thy brother's nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter, neither shalt thou take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness. For they are her near kinswoman. It is wickedness.
It is wickedness. And you do got people out here doing that. Getting with the mother and then the daughter that's above age and stuff and things like that. No. That is straight wickedness. Now, verse 18. This is something they do not want to teach because they're afraid to teach this. Go ahead and read it out.
Neither shalt thou take a wife.
Oh, stop right there. So that's the end of that law. This is another law now. Okay, this is verse 18. This is the next law. Book, chapter, and verse.
Leviticus chapter 18, verse
18.
18. Neither thou shalt take a wife to her sister, to vex her, to uncover her nakedness, beside the other in her lifetime.
So wait a second. It says, neither shalt thou take a wife. So if you marry a one wife, okay, it says to her sister, or excuse me, neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister. So it's letting you know you're already married. You cannot take another wife of her own sister to marry, okay? So this is telling you this is polygyny, okay? Not polygamy, Gamy. That means a husband and a wife who are both married, both of them have a sexual open relationship with whoever they want. That's polygamy. Polygyny, Gny, means a man with more than one wife. Okay? So this is a law right here. It's letting you know that if you take this woman to marry and you go to get another wife, you cannot marry her sister. Where was this law created and why was it created? Leah and Rachel. Back in Genesis. And I will do all these pinpointing laws, statute of commandments, all through Genesis so you can understand exactly where it comes. That's exactly what it says. So I teach the truth. I don't sugarcoat anything. Okay? Read that one more time.
Neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister to vex her, to uncover her nakedness, beside the other in her lifetime.
Now, wait one more second. Now, there's a story in Ezekiel, I believe, where there was two sisters that they married and things like that. There was a reason why that happened, okay? So you could go read it for yourself, go find it out and things like that. I'm not going to go into it until I come up with the next lesson dealing with the meat stages of the lessons and stuff. I'll pinpoint those, okay? But this is a law, all right? So go ahead, verse 19.
Also thou shalt not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness, as long as she is put apart for her uncleanliness.
So this is the next law. Let me see. So her uncleanliness, meaning I guess her menstrual cycle or whatever. Moreover, thou shalt not carnally lie with thy neighbor. No, that's already in the commandments. It's coveting and adultery. Verse 21 is the next law.
Leviticus 18, verse 21. And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire of Molech, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord.
So none of your children shall go to the fire to be sacrificed unto this Canaanite god. Okay?
Wow.
Plain and simple. And they do that still today.
Molech is a part of that. They have the redwood forest.
Yeah, you talking about out there in Cali, Bohemian Grove. Yeah, yeah.
That giant owl Molech.
Yeah, they do all that stuff. They
Burning
still
the effigy.
Yeah, they still
so to speak, of a baby.
Yeah, they do all that stuff.
It's crazy.
The next law, verse 22.
Thou shalt not lie with mankind, as with womankind. It is an abomination.
So to your churches, Christianity, or any religions out there that accept lesbians and gay men who lay with other men and women laying with women and stuff sexually, you are an abomination. You are not accepted. God does not accept that. The only thing he accepts according to this, if you repent and change, that means you gay men, go get you a wife, a woman. Not have fantasies in your minds anymore, in your hearts, about laying with another man and doing what you know what is nasty. Dealing with your wife. Same thing with you women. Go get you a husband. That's according to the Bible, the Holy Bible, the word of the Most High God through his Son Christ and the Holy Spirit. You're being duped up in the church. Keep reading. Verse 23 is the next law through 30.
Neither thou shalt lie with any beast to defile theirself therein. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion. Defile not ye yourselves in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you.
So all these other nations do those things. They lay with animals and things. They have sex with animals. Horses, dogs, cats, whatever. You know, what's the saying? Any hole will go. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't supposed to deal with none of that. That's bestiality. And they allow that to happen now. Of course, it's been happening in the States. They allowed it up in Canada, all over the place.
Married an animal.
You know, you need to stop that. That's disgusting. Keep reading.
Crazy. Defile ye not yourself in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you, and the land is defiled. Therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it, and the land itself vomiteth out of her inhabitants. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own nation, nor any stranger that sojourneth among you.
So stop right there for a second. So everything that we read in the beginning, do not go into the way of Egypt and Canaan, of their customs. They're vain. That's why he's telling you not to do these things, because they do it. They practice that still today. Stop doing that stuff. Okay? And yes, and the polygyny. You have other nations out there where a man with more than one wife marrying her wife's his wife's sisters and stuff. You can't do that. They do it, but we can't. So if you are a man and you marry righteously according to the laws and get one wife, and then you righteously go and get another wife righteously according to the laws, then you had committed no sin. Okay? That's telling the truth. And I'll get into this whole thing about the whole polygyny thing and stuff like that later on. Okay? Because cats still ain't teaching it right, and they're still giving falsehood and stuff like that. So to you brothers out there, a lot of you guys can't even afford one wife, let alone 2, 3, and 4. Live the eunuch life for a while. You'll get a lot closer to the Most High. Sisters, you too. Okay? I'm not commanding you to do this. I'm just saying, when you take your mind not trying to be with a woman, or excuse me, not trying to find a husband or a man trying to find a wife so eagerly and stuff because you need to get your rocks off and things like that because you're having these urgencies and things, you'll be a lot closer with the Most High. And then the Most High will bring somebody to you in time. Whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever.
That fits you.
So that's according to that. So a lot of you brothers learn celibacy. Sisters too. Living a eunuch's life. But Paul says, well, wait a second. It's better, if you can't overcome that, it's better to marry than to burn. Okay, true indeed. If you can't, then get it done or do what you need to do. But teach, like I said, follow the guidelines. Okay, the truth. But anyways, let's get the next law. I'm sorry, man. This stuff got to be, no, I'm not sorry. This stuff has to be put out. Um, where did we leave off of?
27.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Keep reading.
For all these abominations have the men of the land done, which were before you, and the land is defiled, that the land spew not you out also, when ye defile it, as it spew out the nations that were before you. For whosoever shall commit any of these abominations, even the souls that commit them shall be cut off from among their people. Therefore ye shall keep mine ordinance, that ye commit not any one of these abominable customs, which were committed before you, and that ye defile not yourselves therein. I am the Lord your God.
So, letting you know, don't follow the customs of what they do. Now, somebody will be like, well, that, man, listen. It's talking about these other nations. Don't follow their customs, okay? What's your custom, Israel? Your custom is this. This is your life. This is your custom right here. And I'm reading our customs according to the Most High through Christ and the Holy Spirit. And like I said, I don't come off with my own opinion. I come off with everything written in this book according to the script. Okay? So if your doctrine is not lining up that you've been taught in things with these laws, guess what? It ain't the word, it's the doctrine. All right? Talking about be tossed to and fro. Come on, man. Let's go to the next law, Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 5 through 8. Yeah.
Leviticus 19, verse 5. And if ye offer a sacrifice, you went over this, of peace offerings unto the Lord, ye shall offer it at your own will. And it shall be eaten the same day ye offer it. And on the morrow, and if aught remaineth unto the third day, it shall be burnt in a fire. And if it be eaten at all on the third day, it is abominable. It shall not be accepted.
So it's like, you know, when you do peace offerings, which you still can actually do today. You know what I'm saying? You don't need a as a matter of fact, I'm sorry, we're going to read that over again. Let's start at verse 1, and then we'll get the law so people can understand. Because I'm just jumping straight to the law, because I've already read, like I said, I read this already.
Leviticus 19, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak all unto the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, Ye shall be holy, for I am the Lord your God, am holy. Ye shall fear every man his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God. Turn ye not unto idols, nor make to yourselves molten gods. I am the Lord your God. And if ye offer a sacrifice of peace offerings unto the Lord, ye shall offer it at your own will.
At your own will. Go ahead.
It shall be eaten the same day ye offer it, and on the morrow. And if it aught remaineth until the third day, it shall be burnt in the fire. And if it be eaten at all on the third day, it is abominable. It shall not be accepted.
Keep reading.
Therefore, every one that eateth it shall bear his iniquity, because he hath profaned the hallowed thing of the Lord. And that soul shall be cut off from amongst his people.
So right there. So we letting you know right here. So if you need to know what the peace offering is, you have to go back and read what the peace offerings were, how you're supposed to do it, and things like that. So it's letting you know, don't eat. You know, you have to eat it. You got a time limit, 2 days. Third day, it's abomination because it's a holy thing unto the Most High. So just letting you know. So these are laws. All right. Let's jump to the next law is verse 9 through 10.
Leviticus 19, verse 9. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not wholly reap the corners of thy field, neither thou shalt gather the gleanings of thy harvest. And thou shalt not glean the vineyard, neither thou shalt gather every grape of thy vineyard. Thou shalt leave them for the poor and stranger. I am the Lord your God.
So everything that you get blessed with, you're not supposed to keep it all for yourself or take it all to yourself. You're supposed to give back to the people, the poor, the widows, the fatherless, the stranger. Okay? You're supposed to give that on to them and things like that. A lot of you guys is getting those blessings like that too. you ain't even giving none of that back to your so-called followers and stuff. Because how I notice, a lot of y'all, your followers be on Demon Book, which is a little Facebook and stuff, and they be asking, hey, can brothers help me out with this, that, and the other? I'm having trouble with my finances, or I'm having trouble with this or trouble with that. But it's crazy. Why ain't your camp helping you out? How come the leaders ain't helping you out? Because they're the ones getting all the money. Why aren't they helping you out? Why are you going amongst all your other brethren out there to sit there and asking for help? Which I'm not saying there's nothing bad with that. But the bad part is cats is getting these blessings left and right, and they're neglecting the people. Well, we're using this all for the work. You know what I'm saying? We're using this for the work. Like, come on, man. You got your people out here struggling, needing help. And then the selfishness in your mind is saying, well, they put themselves in their own predicament like that. They shouldn't have been spending their money like that. Maybe did you ever stop to think that maybe some of them wasn't taught that? How to spend money or how to save? Maybe they didn't have mom and dad in their life where they weren't taught the same way. That's how selfish a lot of you cats is. And you talk about you showing love to your brethren. The second greatest commandment is love thy neighbor as thyself. No, you don't. And you got the nerve to claim Kwam Yesharallah, meaning rise Israel. And knowing you have the ends to help and the means to help your brethren out here. Well, no, he's from a different camp. he dog. He ain't following us. He ain't in our body. But wait a second, we all in one body. That's Christ's body. So when did you become the new body? Shame on you. But anyways, let's keep going. All right. Leviticus 19 and verse 13.
Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning.
So basically letting you know, when you are dealing with him, if you guys got an agreement and say he's working for you, okay, you're supposed to pay him his wages or her wages that same day before the sun goes down, period. Now you see how America works. They make you work all day. They say you got your wages, but you can't get it for 2 weeks. That's not how we're supposed to work. That's what they do, and they tax you and do all these things. Pay the people their wages the same day. But they don't want to do that. And they got the money to do it. They're all backed up. They're billionaires. But that's how selfish this system is and how these other nations is over against our people. That's why you can never have nothing. You're sitting there. It's a system to make you kill yourself purposely, to put you in through all these different predicaments and stuff like, oh man, I don't get paid the next week, and then you got the landlord getting on you about, oh well, you got this, we've been waiting for our money and things, and then they adding usury with it, interest, and then people do the dangest things. Women having to become harlots just to sell their body to pay off their bills and things like that. This is what I'm talking about. All these chain reactions, brothers and sisters committing suicide or whatever because they ain't got no help. They don't even have an ear to listen to for somebody to listen to them while they vent. And a lot of you so-called brothers out here claim you love Israel. You love your people. No. You doing it for the camera. That's what you're doing. You don't perform these things. And I know these things because I've heard and I've had plenty of people talk to me, especially when I was dealing with a camp at one time. So this isn't an attack on camps. I'm attacking your doctrines. I'm attacking what you're doing to the people. Change. Repent, man. Defrauding, and there's a lot of defrauding going around with our people today. But let's get the next law. Verse 14.
Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shalt fear thy God. I am the Lord.
So don't make fun and don't sit there and get mad at people who are handicaps, okay? They have an issue for a reason. Don't do that. Period. Let's get the next law, verse 15.
Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment.
You shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. So for you cats out there claiming to judge a whole matter and don't know the laws, sit down and shut up. You need to know these laws before you could judge anything. Otherwise, you're going to do unrighteous judgment and biased judgment. And that's exactly what's happening today. What our so-called men be doing, and the women. That's what you guys be doing. You point the finger right quick and do unrighteous judgment. And not hear the whole story, the whole matter from both sides, as it tells you. If there's any issue or a conflict between two people, both need to have two or more witnesses to give out the whole understanding. And if there's not, then you have to take this to the so-called elders and things, and they have to deal by righteous judgment. Okay? But continue to read that again.
Thou shalt not curse the... You shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty. But in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor.
So it's letting you know, even if a poor person is acting wicked and stuff, judge it according to what they're doing. Even the mighty have no respect because he got a big name. He got spotlight. He's tall and statured. He's well known. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. Tell the truth. Righteous judgment. Wrong is wrong, is right is right. Okay? Let's get the next law, verse 16.
Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people. Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord.
So, being busybodies, all mincing in meddling in other people's business when it doesn't concern you. Don't you know little demon book is allowing you guys to do that 24/7 social media? You know, I would hate to see what happens when this internet and stuff goes down, electronics and things go down and stuff. I wonder how good or how much fan base you'll have after that then when you ain't got nobody's phone number. So, you know, well, watch out for the six.
Yes.
Yeah, watch out.
Nothing.
Yeah, you know. So, you know, that's letting you know you becoming talebearers, and I see it all the time. I've even had people bear false witness on me and don't even know the whole situation because they ain't even want to talk to me. Like, it's unbelievable, man. But you claim you read the Bible, though. You claim you know the laws. Well, I follow the Most High God's law, statute, and commandments. No, you don't. You follow what that man says on YouTube or Ustream or whatever form of media that they can give you and stuff, instead of reading for yourself. Unbelievable, man. And I still, you know, people say, well, man, you know, everybody ain't got it like that, man. You can have it like that. Christ said, if you believe, he told a fig tree that didn't have no fruit on it, he said, curse this fig tree, that nobody shall ever eat from you ever. And then when they came out of the synagogue, Peter was like, look, Lord, there's where the fig tree that you cursed on and stuff, it withered up. It dried up. It became dead. And Christ said, what? Put all your faith in the Most High. You put all your faith in the Most High, you could do the impossibles. But I guess a lot of us, you know, haven't reached that level yet, you know, a whole lot of us. But let's get the next law, or is that it on that? Rebuke thy, or no. Talebearer, neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. So those are two laws basically in one. You're not supposed to stand against your own people, okay? You stand against wickedness, but you teach your people. You don't go against them and, you know, rule them out or sell them out to the other nations and things, okay? Let's get the next law, verse 17.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him.
So, don't wish no ill will against your own people. You know, no matter what the circumstance. Oh, man, he said this to me. Man, I wish something happened, his stinking butt. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. You know, and a lot of people that's having that evil eye. That's the curses. You know, like it says in Deuteronomy, I think it's 28 and 55 or something like that. But anyways, keep reading. The next law, verse 18.
Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thine people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord.
So this is what he's talking about. So when Christ talks about turning the other cheek, it's speaking of your own people. Okay? They didn't know any better. That's why Christ said when he was praying to the Father on the cross, forgive them, Abba, for they know not what they do. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was talking about. Not letting another nation or some other, all these other nations just sock you and just be like, yo, okay, here's the other cheek. Here you go. No, that's not what it's talking about. That's talking about somebody in our own who didn't know any better. If they say stuff, if they sock you with their mouth, the words and stuff and things like that, they didn't know any better. You were lost at one time too. Have that compassion and have that patience with our people and things. That's what it's talking about. Okay? Let's get the which law was that? 17? No. Was it 18? Okay, verse 19 is the next law.
Ye shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind. Thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed. Neither shall a garment mingled of linen and woolen come upon thee.
So right here, it's letting you know you cannot cross splice. Okay? You can't mix certain linens. It'll say 100% cotton and stuff, but we're not supposed to trust our enemies. They'll say one thing and do another. Okay? That's why it's good to buy our own fabric and create our own clothes and things like that. Also, it says not with the seed and stuff, or even with animals. Don't mix it. You're messing up the Most High's creation, his architect. Okay? This is how he made it, his blueprint. Don't tamper with that. Okay? The next law, verse 20 through 22.
And whosoever lie carnally with a woman that is bondmaid,
a slave woman, go ahead,
betrothed to an husband, and not at all redeemed, nor freedom given her, she shall be scourged. They shall not be put to death, because she was not free. So
this is dealing with individuals basically who has bond women. Okay, that's a servant, a slave servant, not Israel. We're talking about a slave. Difference. They're women servant of Israel, and the nation that's outside of Israel, those are bond women. Those are slave women or slave men. Okay, so it's letting you know if you was to do that, or she was to do that and things, then she would be scourged, just whipped or whatever. Okay, so you're not supposed to do these in anyways. You don't even have that to even happen, nor will those individuals even come. Most High willing, you make it into the kingdom, you wouldn't do nothing like that anyways. Okay, but it was written there because the Most High knew that something like this will happen. Okay, keep reading.
And he shall bring his trespass offering unto the Lord, unto the door of thine tabernacle of the congregation, even a ram for a trespass offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for him with the ram of the trespass offering before the Lord for his sin, which he hath done. And the sin which he hath done shall be forgiven him. And when ye shall come into the land...
Oh, no, that's it on that. I'm sorry. Okay, well, yeah, that's the next law. Verse 23, go ahead, through 25.
And when ye shall come into the land, and shall have planted all manner of trees for food, then ye shall count the fruit thereof as uncircumcised. 3 years shall it be as uncircumcised unto you. It shall be not eaten of.
3 years. So if you're growing plants out here, Israel, if you are growing plants, you cannot eat those fruits and vegetables for 3 years. And I'm telling you, it's going to be until the 5th year you can eat it. Okay? It's going to explain itself right now. It's uncircumcised. Don't touch those plants. And I see a lot of y'all doing that over Little Demon Book and things like that. Okay? But go ahead.
But in the 4th year, all of the fruit thereof shall be holy, to praise the Lord withal. And in the 5th year you shall eat of the fruit thereof, that it may yield unto you the increase thereof. I am the Lord your God.
See that? So the 4th year is letting you know this is a feast. This is holy stuff unto the Most High. That's his. Okay, these are the best of the feast of first fruits and everything. So in the 5th year, you can eat it, and start picking it. Okay. Um, Verse 26 is the next law.
Ye shall not eat anything with the blood, neither ye use enchantment nor observe times.
So we already know blood. That's not. We already know that's part of the law that was spoken before. But the law in this one is talking about neither shall ye use enchantment nor observe times. Okay, astrology, astronomy, you know, spells. That's enchantment and things like that. Okay, that's why you got to watch out for some of the music that you guys play and things. You know, it has that in there. All right. Um, Verse 27 is the next law.
Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard. Ye shall
Wait,
not,
stop right there. Wait. I'm sorry. Reread that again, Aki.
Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard.
Okay, so it's letting you know it's talking about the head, but then also the beard. It's going to tell you when you look up the Hebrew, it's talking about this area and this. This is my natural lining. Don't cut into that. This is my natural lining. Do not cut into that. Period. All up in here. This is my natural lining except for my balls. You know what I'm saying? Don't cut into that. Okay? Down here. Do not cut into that. And I see a lot of brothers that sit there and do it. But dang, you say anything, oh, brother, you trying to be overly righteous. No, I'm not. I'm just telling you what the law says, brother. You can't do that, fam. Okay? Get the next law, verse 28, Aki.
Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord.
So it's letting you know. No tattoos. No just making cutting flesh just to be cutting it and adding marks in there and things. And taking scourges and, not scourges, scolding branders and stuff into you and things. Don't do that. Okay? And yes, I have tattoos. I have one here, one here. Okay? But that was before I even knew the truth. Now, did I get them afterwards? No, I didn't. Okay? The next law, verse 29. Yeah. These are the last two.
Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom, and the land become full of wickedness.
Selling your daughters for prostitution, pornography, all that stuff. Trying to make money and stuff because you ain't got your bills up and things like that. Don't do that. Okay. Verse 31. It's the next law.
Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God.
So, right there, anybody that's dealing with necromancy, so forth and so on, and all this other witchcraft and stuff, leave them alone. Magic, all that stuff, leave it alone. Don't even go reading those other books into that stuff. Because cats be like, oh, I need to know my enemy and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Man, your enemy is around you 24/7. And you knowing your enemy is right here in the laws, in this book. Okay? You don't need to venture off and be curious and find out, well, what does this mean? What does abracadabra mean? You know what I'm saying? You don't need to know those things. Leave it alone. Okay? And just read that out, and that's it.
Where? 29 or 30?
I'm sorry. Verse 30.
Ye shall keep my Sabbaths and the reverence of my sanctuary. I am the Lord. Regardless not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. Thou shalt rise up before the hoary head.
Honor head. Go ahead.
And honor the face of the old man.
So right here, we're going to stop right here. This is another law. This is letting you know you're supposed to get up if any elders are in your presence. If they walk in the door, get off your feet. And that's elders. That means the age of 50 and up. Not by spirit or anything like that. No. A man that is 50 years old, woman that's 50 years old and up, get off your feet and greet them. Okay? And you know what? We're going to stop right there. So That's pretty much today. We'll pick up on verse Leviticus 19 and verse 33. You know what? You know what? No, I'll take that back. Let's just read it out. This is the next law. Go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah, verse 33.
And if a stranger sojourn with thee in your land, ye shall not vex him.
So if a sojourner, which is a Gentile, with thee in your land, sojourn with thee in your land, ye shall not vex him. So how do we know this is a Gentile? It's going to tell you who it is. Because they keep saying, no, this is the Levite. Or this is another tribe that didn't have any inheritance to your land. They're just coming here. No, it's going to explain why. Go ahead.
But the stranger that dwelleth with you shall be unto you as one born among you. And thou shalt love him as thyself. For ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God.
So how was your own brothers, how was all Israel strangers to one another when they was in the land of Egypt? That doesn't make sense. So it's telling you a mixed multitude, when you go back in Exodus, came out of the land of Egypt with us. Why you think Moses had a wife that was Midian? Zipporah, she was a Ishmaelite, an Arab. Or why you think Moses' second wife that he married was an Ethiopian? Okay? These are strangers that came with us. All right? Keep reading. Verse 35.
Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment, in metayard, in weight, or in measure. Just balances, just weights, and as ephah, and adjust him. Shall ye have. I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt. Therefore ye observe all my statutes and all my judgments, and do them. I am the Lord.
So right there, we're going to end it right there. So just letting you know, this is all his law, statute, and commandments that you have to do, Israel. Yasha Allah. Okay? So there's no more second guessing yourself, no more following these doctrines that's created by these men and twisting them. Okay? If you're going to teach it right, teach it. Do not be ashamed of it. 2 Timothy 2:15 tells you, study to show thyself approved unto Ahiah, the Most High God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And be not a workman, not being ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So don't be ashamed to tell anybody the laws. Tell them the truth. Change your bad habits that you learned from other men who had an agenda that was taught to you back eons ago, that's still creating these doctrines still today. You need to change. You need to check yourselves. Because what you're putting out there is being documented. And like we said, stuff that you're doing out here, you don't know who you're teaching. You might be teaching angels unaware of. And they're sitting there reporting everything that you're saying and doing. And then you're going to come up there and be like, just like Saul, I did all the commandments that thou hast told me. I have not missed one. Not only he said by the Most High that you took his name in vain and lied on him, saying, I did all that thou hast commanded me. And then Samuel said, well, why am I hearing these bleatings of sheep and oxen and goats and stuff rumbling in my ears and things like that? Why is he still alive over there in the cage? I thought the Most High told you. I thought I told you from the Most High to kill all of them. Oh, but I did. I wanted to use this. You lied again. That's what's going to happen in y'all standing in front of judgment when you getting judged and stuff. You're going to be like, you're going to walk in there all happy, like, bling, and you thinking everything's going to be all good. Like, Abba and my beloved brother, the beloved son, my king, I did everything you asked me and stuff. He going to be like, I never knew you. Depart from me. Dude, y'all in for a whole rude awakening. And like I said again, I don't care if you like what I have to say or you feel a certain way about me, but when it comes to this word and stuff, I'm gonna teach the truth. I'm gonna speak it with no chaser. You know what I'm saying? Exactly what it says. So I'm not finna sit here and sugarcoat it because you have your genders and things like that. No, I'm gonna tell you exactly what it says. No more sugarcoat. I don't want nothing from you guys except just this. Just listen. That's it. And then you do whatever you guys want. So anyways, I hope y'all having a blessed day. Putting up prayers for all Israel, that you guys may get some understanding to this and really start questioning a lot of this stuff and get thorough understanding before that grace period is up. So much love to y'all, Yasha, and forgive me if I sounded way too passionate today. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm passionate all the time with the word.
That all the time.
But you're right. You know, I had to put it out there because that was in my spirit of things. So, anyways, much love to y'all, and Shabbat Shalom, Yasha Allah.
Shabbat Shalom.